Welcome to Happy News Network, the Minisode.
We are celebrating I Love Lucy Day. I love Kristen's gone full hair makeup. I'm such a fan. I just did the one little scarfy wrap to celebrate. But
I mean, you can't really tell that this is black and white polka dot, but like it is. So
now that you mention it, I can't unsee it.
Retro.
Yes.
Right?
I'm looking at a few select items that are not in storage. So my style choices were not so plentiful for them.
Like it is Halloween, so I feel bad for not like spraying my hair red, but
I've got the red going. I took care of the red for you.
Put you two together, Brandon, and we have Lucille Ball.
If we could just Photoshop us together, I think we'd be great.
I'll work on it.
My family's dog is actually named Lucy, and when we got her as a puppy, she was ruby red colored, and she had a little white tuft on her head. So I've got her in my room, but she's really mad that I took her out of my parents' room where she spends 80% of her day, and she's protesting right now. But Lucy, she's now sandy colored, but maybe she'll make a cameo in a bit. But Lucy is a very near and dear to my family's heart. We grew up watching I Love Lucy, and she was such an inspiration for so many people for so many reasons. So why not name the doggy after her?
Yeah.
She's kind of feisty like Lucille Ball.
Good. Everybody should be a little bit.
Yeah. So do either of you have a favorite moment or episode from the I Love Lucy show?
So I own the entire box set. Like it's like this heart-shaped Lucy box set.
Yes.
But I think one of my favorite moments is when she first gets to Hollywood, which is just a very random. It's not like one of the iconic episodes per se, but she's just such a fangirl out there, and like they're hopping over fences to look at celebrities, and I just think that's like so like, yeah, that's so relatable.
Yeah.
Like you're in this new place where it's on glitz and glam, and you're like, wow, I'm out of my crusty New York apartment. You know.
Oh, that apartment was not crusty, but like I just throughout the whole series loved her relationship with Ethel. I just thought they were iconic, and like to be such an old show and it's like two female leads essentially was really cool for me growing up. I really love them. And she's so awkward, and like I'm so awkward, so I was like representation.
I love that she's always just like her like vice is, you know, she's just trying so hard, and I think we can all relate to that. Sometimes like a situation is bad and you're like, just keep trying to fix it, and you're just digging deeper.
Yeah, she's so passionate about that singing career that's never going to happen for her, and honestly admirable.
I do love that moment with the egg where she's got the eggs in the pockets and she has to dance. And I mean, it's the longest ever applause in a studio.
Yeah.
I mean, queen of comedy right there.
Good.
Oh gosh. And we were just talking a little bit before we started recording this. I mean, such an iconic show and series of looks that the Will and Grace reboot honored them with an I Love Lucy themed episode, and they made all of them look like Lucille Ball. They recreated the set. I thought Deborah Messing knocked the vitamin, whatever.
Nobody can say it.
Vitamin out of the park. So
yeah, I think it's amazing that a show that was on nearly 70 years ago, I believe next year is 70 years, has stood the test of time completely. And it's one of the few shows from that era that has never gone off the air.
Yeah, agreed. So I've got Lucy, she's scratching at the door. I really want her to make a cameo, but I just don't think it's in the cards today. But I'm gonna go on a mini tour because this is something we don't normally do. So this is fun. So we can always cut this. Lucy, come here. Hi, we're gonna interview on your level. Come here. She's really interested in this, guys. Lucy, come here. She's a one-track-minded dog.
Stubborn.
So this is Lucy telling us how she feels about this episode. Okay, well, she's not even willing to show face. Oh, goodness. Sometimes you just want to punt on your... He's just basically giving us the middle finger in the form of a tail.
It's like, stop trying to exploit me.
Right? So how dare she give me cookies in exchange for cuteness? Which is basically what parenting is with toddlers. So Brandon, there is an I Love Lucy themed museum. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of going to the museum coming back from the Finger Lakes. It is in Jamestown, New York, which is Lucille Ball's hometown. And there is the National Comedy Center, which is just comedy in general. And then down the block is the Lucille Ball Desi Museum.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Jamestown, New York, which is Lucille Ball's hometown, and I'm here at the Lucy-Desi Museum. Let's take a look inside.
Our first stop in the museum is a door that says Studio A. Inside this door was where the idea for I Love Lucy began. No, this is not the door to the iconic soundstage where the show was filmed. However, it is the door to a radio show recording studio.
Some of you might not know that I Love Lucy is actually a recreation of a radio show that Lucille Ball was part of called My Favorite Husband. And in the radio show, she had a husband who was played by Richard Denning. And then when it moved to TV and became I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball wanted her actual husband, Desi Arnaz, to play her husband. So that's kind of how that got started.
Speaking of just getting started, the next item in the museum is from the pilot episode. Here we have Lucy's iconic suit and trick cello. This costume was also seen in episode 6, The Audition, which was simply the pilot episode refilmed. The cello scene was a recycled bit from one of Lucille Ball's vaudeville routines. I was not allowed to film the entire museum, but I will show you a quick pan around the first room. As you can see, it has cases of costumes and props from the show. Some items you can see are Desi's bongo case, the famous burlap dress from Lucy and Ethel's Adventures in Paris, Vivian Vance's shoes, and even Pepito's very vibrant clown costume.
This museum even has 3 actual set recreations of the I Love Lucy set. Behind me you see their second living room apartment, which is noted by the window. Their first apartment did not have a window. And next to this, of course, is the kitchen. One of the most iconic TV kitchens that's ever existed.
They even have a full recreation of the LA apartment. This set was where classic scenes like Lucy burning her nose off and Lucy and Harpo Marx's mirror routine took place. These sets were part of the 50th anniversary set tour that traveled to state fairs and convention centers in 2001 and 2002. They were then moved to the Lucy-Desi Museum in Jamestown in 2005, thanks to a few generous donors.
So now I'm in a park, and I'm here with what has been dubbed as Scary Lucy. This statue has been in this park for, I believe, 11 years, but the town has made them make a new statue, which is down the path a little bit. But Scary Lucy, can you share with us what the legacy of I Love Lucy has been like for you? Okay, guess not. Okay, we've made our way to the other section of the park, and here is the newer Lucy statue, which was made in 2016, and I'd say that she serves a better purpose. Don't you just love Lucy? So I'm here at Lucy Lane, which you can guess is going to be the street where Lucille Ball grew up. I'm sure it was not named that originally, but now it is. And here we are at her childhood home. Look what they've done to the garage, which I think is the cutest thing ever. Have you ever seen a cuter garage? Lucille Ball grew up here, folks.
All right, well, that's it for our I Love Lucy Minisode. I'm Shayna.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Brandon.
Have a happy day.
Have a happy
day.
day.
Oops. And I'll start it whenever I have a moment.
Okay.
Once the cars aren't making noise. Hey everyone, I'm here in Jamestown, New York, and we are... Nope. Hold on. I'm here.
Hold on now.